Clash in Italy just went off the air. WWE was in Italy for the first time for a PLE. They had 5 matches on the card, and we're here to break it all down, talk about it all. Hey, this is the Big Pop Theory podcast. We're an audio podcast, but we're also trying to get on the YouTube. We use the YouTube to review old school content. We also come on here for prediction shows and also after show reviews. It's been a while since we did one of these. I'm going to take down this graphic. As you guys can tell, we have a new women's intercontinental champion in Sol Ruka. Roman Reigns, he survived tribal combat, but I don't think anyone was surprised by that outcome by any means. Oba and Brock have their second clash, and the old veteran takes it. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the 2 world championship matches that opened up the show for ESPN. Do me a favor here, guys. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. Help this channel grow. If you like what you see, tell us what your favorite match was on the card, and also tell us what you didn't like. What was the what outcome was you surprised by? It's not often that I do a solo show here, guys. So I'm doing it solo. I'm one of your hosts. I identified as the Great Grand Slam Poobah, and I'm excited to talk about this card here. So much happened here tonight that it makes you see what's going to happen on for the next few shows going on into the future. We also got the bracket for the King and Queen of the Ring. I'm excited to talk about that. My girl is in it, JC Jane. I see her being the victor and the queen. I'm looking at the men's as well. And I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I got to look at the bracket to really come up with a prediction. And probably we'll talk about that at the end of the show. Let's get into this card. Let's jump right into it. Opening up the show, we had Cody Rhodes defending his undisputed championship against Gunther. And, before I break down this match, I took some notes as I was watching it. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to watch it, but thanks to a buddy of mine's, I was able to watch it on ESPN, and I was like, cool, well, guess we're going to do this show. I do want to say I did like the stage. So when I first saw the stage, I thought it was for Gunther's entrance. They had like the Coliseums as he was walking out, and I said, oh, that must be a Gunther thing. Cool, bet. But then I saw that was just for the rest of the show. And, I like it. It reminded me of MSG back in the day when they had that closed entrance way. So I thought that was pretty cool and whatnot. I miss the days in WWE when they would have creative stages, certain stages for the event. And I don't know why they never go back to those things. I know they save it for certain occasions, but I wish that they would do more stuff like that. It just makes the show feel special because it's like, oh, look at this. Look at this thing. I feel like themes and stages, they matter. I wish they would do that more, but that's just how I personally feel. This match didn't go long. I'm sorry, I wanted to make sure I got my phone because I did it by that. I don't really write too much, so I use the phone. The crowds were hot for the entrance. I did like that. I did enjoy that the crowds were and the crowd too, right? So a crowd could really make you excited about what's going on. So when they were pumped, I was pumped, and I grabbed me a little bit of lunch. So I could eat it and watch the show. Get comfortable. Have me a bottle of water, some mint water, really good for you. Good stuff. Always drink water. So the crowd was hot for this. And we did a prediction show on Friday, and I felt like, well, Gunther should win this. Gunther, he retired 2 greats in Bill Goldberg. He retired AJ Styles, John Cena, Bill Goldberg. So he shouldn't be losing anytime soon. I personally felt like, eventually he loses, but it don't need to be right now. They put him in this world championship match. I'm like, okay, cool, bet. He's definitely taking the title off of Cody. And the match was fine. It was fine, but it wasn't long. It wasn't a long match. And I wish that they gave him some more time in this match. It just felt like they rushed this match because they said, hey, so for the first hour, you get these 2 matches. And they had to rush it. It felt like a speed run, if you will. And I don't think you should ever do stuff like that, especially a world championship match. I mean, they already opened up, I want to say 6-7 minutes into the match. They're already doing their finishers. Why were they doing their finishers so early? And you knew it meant that this match wasn't going to end like that. Just to get to the finish here, we get Cody. He hits a crossroads. Gunther puts his foot under the rope, but then his foot moves away from the rope, and the ref counts 3. I saw what they were going for. I get what they were going for, but I wasn't a fan of it, man. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all. I thought that Gunther should have won this match. Gunther should have beaten Cody Rhodes. I don't understand, man. Like every time I said on the show, I said, Cody seems to have this man's number. You don't even have to look at the phone to realize what this guy's number is, because he has it. He knows it by heart. He just beats this man. They left it open so that there's going to be a rematch at the next PLE pay-per-view, if you will, whichever one you want to call it. They left it open like that, and I just did not like this ending. The ending was sloppy. I felt like there was not enough time for these guys. It makes me say that they need to remove the whole you get the first 2 matches free on ESPN, and I get why they do it, because they want to hook you into it. But a match like this, I wouldn't be hooked from this match. I would be disappointed. I would be like, oh no, I'm not. I'll watch the free stuff, but I'm not paying for this if this is what they're gonna provide. And I just not a fan. I wish that once again, I wish they just gave him more time to work with this. But at the end of the game, at the end of the day, Gunther got to beat Cody. If it's just going to be Cody's going to conquer this man every time, I'm not going to be a fan of it. I'm not going to be pleased with it. So, was not a really good start to the show, if you ask me personally. Let's get to the next match here, and then we'll save it for the end. We'll save for the end the King and the Queen stuff. Talk about the bracket that they put out. That was one of the reasons why the show went on a little late. I wanted to make sure that we had the bracket and that we could discuss it, and you could tell me who's your prediction to win and what the finals look like, and let's talk about it. The next match here we have also that was free on the ESPN channel. We had Rhea Ripley going against Jade Cargill. It was a rematch from their WrestleMania match not that long ago. Jade Cargill beat Rhea Ripley at Saturday Night Main Event. That had to happen so she could get her. They wanted to put steam on her and make it look like that she has a chance on beating Rhea. As I wait for this thing to come down, it's hard doing a solo show, guys. I wait for the graphic. Usually, I have a good idea if the graphic went down because someone would do like that and let me know. So it's not often I do a solo show, so I'm a little nervous. But let's talk about this: Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. I thought this match was good. I thought this was a solid match. I thought this was one of Jade Cargill's best matches. It was a little rough in the beginning. So for my notes here, I put it was a little rough. There was a spot where Jade Cargill Rhea went for a run a Santon, and Jay was supposed to catch her, but the force and the philosophy, I'm butchering words, and I have no one here to correct me. But the philosophy of Rhea, she had to change it up. She caught her, changed it up, hit her with a clothesline, and I thought that was pretty good. She didn't just stand there and let time go by. She immediately said she used her instincts and did that. Jay takes up most of this match. The match was a little slow at first, so for me, when it was moving, I was like, oh man, this is slow. But it starts to pick up in the gear. Like, I'm starting to see counters. We get a razor's edge into the Shining Wizard, and I chuckled and I said, man, that should be a finisher. I see Razor just looking down, being like, I remember when people would be put away with that move, and now it's a throwaway move. There was a pretty sweet counter by Jade from the Riptide. She countered it into a DDT. I thought that was pretty good. So Jade is showing that she has some ring awareness. I like that. We had BFAB and Meechin come out. And man, BFAB almost messed up the spot. Almost. She grabbed Jade's foot and meant to put her on the rope, but it looked like she was like a second or so too late. And it didn't look good. It didn't look good. But the ref saw it this time. See, the ref this time in the first match, the ref didn't see any of that. The ref, and can I just get back to that real quick? It's kind of irritating in wrestling, right? And this is not just a WWE thing. I think it's just wrestling in general. They'll have where like the person had their foot on the rope and then they restart the match. They'll say 1, 2, 3 and realize it was never. They restart the match. But in that match, that ref said, "Oh well, too late. My decision stands. Peace out, dude," and just left this man. Frustrated. Gunther should really chop this man to next century. If I'm Gunther, I would chop him into the next century. But we have the ref sees it this time and tells Meechin and BFAB, "You got to go. Like, you're causing havoc in this match. You have to go. Get out of here. Beat it." Right? Rhea laughs and points back, and then you just see Charlotte Flair comes out of nowhere, clothesline them. I mean, cross bodies them, taking them out of the mix. And after that, there's a spot where Jade does the jaded, but Charlotte Flair puts Rhea's foot on the rope. Jade's annoyed by this, turns around, gets hit with the Riptide 1, 2, 3. Looks like this is the end of their feud and going to be entering a feud between Jade and Charlotte, which I think is really good for Jade. Jade needs more opponents like this. I think when I was watching the match and I felt like Rhea was bringing the best out of Jade. And I think when you pair her up with people like this that brings out the best in one Jade Cargill, you're going to see her get better. Seeing her and Charlotte, who are both in the Queen of the Ring, we'll put that bracket up towards the end. Talk about that a little bit. It makes me, it's a match that they wanted to do for a while. And you might ask, well, where do you do it at? And I don't know. I just felt like SummerSlam seemed like the best place, right? I mean, we're entering June. I don't have the pay-per-views in front of me, so I can't tell you anything. And maybe the first match they do it at that show before SummerSlam. But I almost feel like you could wait and push that till SummerSlam. But you could see that that's the next feud for Jade and Charlotte. They're going to be clashing. Jade on Friday took out Alexa. She hit a Jaded on the chair, and Charlotte is not going to let that stand. So you can see that that's the direction that they're going to go into, and I'm cool with it. I think it's great. I'm down for that. What's next for Rhea? Rhea is still your champion, and I look at the winner of the Queen of the Ring is going to be her next opponent. So what is she going to be doing in between? I don't think you need to run that back between her and Jade. They've done it. It's done. I don't think there's no other match needed. She has beaten her decisively one-on-one. And I sit here and go, the best thing is to move on from here. And, like what's a side quest? I don't have a thought into that one. I don't really do. I think the next focus is going to be whoever is the winner of the Queen of the Ring. Moving forward, we're just moving along in these matches. I give you the results and my thoughts about it. But I like this match, though. Just to get back to it, I really enjoyed this match. I thought that these gals really had their working boots on, and I thought it was very, very solid. A very, very solid showing by both, and I give them a thumbs up. I think at this point, I was like, they should have opened up the show with this match. They gave them time too. Giving them time was the best thing. I think when you sit here and you like that first match and you go and you speed run it, I thought knocking stuff down here. Let's get to the third match here. I thought this was a really good match. I think as the show was going on, I said, "Ooh, maybe this is the match of the night." It was nothing fancy about it, nothing technically suave about this match. It was just two big bulls fighting each other. We had Obafemi taking on the Beast Brock Lesnar. If you guys remember, and I'm sure you guys do because you guys know the reason for there to be two, because there was a one. Obafemi defeated Brock Lesnar in quick fashion at WrestleMania. He conquered the Beast. Brock Lesnar was like, yo, I can't do this shit anymore. He took his boots off, his gloves, he left it in the ring, and he waved. And then a few weeks later, he said, nah, I can't go down like that. I can't, I'm the Beast. He attacks Obafemi on an episode of Raw. And Paul Heyman says, you know, Paul Heyman is like, here's the contract he signed. You know, Adam Pearce is like, but I already signed retirement papers. I already, this paperwork. And he's like, nah. Brock and over. It's going to be the biggest rematch of all time. Obafemi says on an episode of Monday Night Raw that, yeah, when he faced Brock Lesnar, he beat him because he wanted to conquer him. Now he's going to kill him. So now he wants to commit murder. That's terrible. But this match, my notes here. Sorry. iPhone, it locked me out. Brock is out there with Paul Heyman again, so the pair is back together. The crowd is hot for Oba. The crowd is very, very hot for Oba. Matter of fact, I had the lady text me, and when she asked me, what am I doing, I had to send her a video of Oba just doing the strut. He's just doing the strut. Oba's out there. The fans love him. Oba's a star, man. Oba, I love the reaction. I want to give a shout out to one Shay Sawyer. We were texting each other throughout the show, and she was pointing out like she loved how that crowd reaction was for him, and it seemed like it's getting more and more massive, which I love for Oba, because Oba is going to be big. I mean, he's already big technically, but he's going to be bigger, like a bigger star. This match started off instantly with Brock Lesnar hitting an F5, then proceeds to hit him with another. He hit him with 4 F5s. I immediately was like, oh no, that's not good. I said, I hope they don't squash Oba like this. I don't believe that if Oba was to lose right there, he would have been buried. I can't express how much I get tired of hearing that word in the IWC. Like, I just feel like that word gets overused and people don't even know what it means. So I see these 4 F5s. I said, I hope they don't have Oba lose like that. Not like that. Oba kicking out. I said, okay. And I'm getting a little worried though, because I'm like, are we gonna really go with? I had Oba winning for the prediction show. I said Oba. I could see Oba taking it, because my thought process is, there's this talk about a trilogy, right? These guys are going to face each other 3 times. And I sit here and go, does Brock has to win? No, he don't. No, he don't. You can still do a trilogy if you really want to and have Oba beat him clean 3 times. I think it's that people, when you've watched wrestling, wrestling tradition, right? It's usually this person wins, then the next person wins, then they blow it off on the third match, right? The third match is the final encounter because we're tied of peace. I don't think you have to do that. I look at the Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes booking, and I thought it made Cody look great. But let's continue to talk about this match. I'm jumping the gun here. Bear with me. Before F5s, Oba kicks out. Then Brock goes for Kimura. He locks it in. So now I'm like, oh, now they're going to have Oba tap or pass out. But Oba says, get that weak shit out of here. Takes him a while. He gets his bearings, lifts up Brock, slams him. He fights it. He lifts Lesnar and he drops him. Brock goes for it again, but Oba fights it. Oba fights with one arm, but gets hit with another F5. Oba kicks out. There's a spot where at this point this point in the show, as I'm watching it, my internet is acting up, and since my internet is acting up, I have a hard. I miss maybe like a minute or two when they're fighting outside. So I missed the spot where he gets F5 through a table, but I see it on the replay. So he gets F5 through the table. They get back, but he gets up. And the way Oba gets up, though, it's hilarious because he gets up and he's almost like this, and then he gets in the ring, hits Brock with some attacks. He threw Brock. I was impressed because Brock's a big man. So for him to pick him up and just toss him like he just don't care, like he's almost like he looks at your weight and he says, "I don't care how much you weigh. I'm going to throw you." And I thought that was cool. But Brock still he hits he hits another F5. It took 7 F5s to put down one Obafemi. Brock gets the win after the win, and I thought this was actually pretty hilarious here. He Brock says 1-1. What he said? Hold on, I believe I wrote it down because I thought it was actually pretty hilarious. He says, "Give me a second here, folks," because I just thought this was so funny to me. As my phone goes off, he says 1-1. It's over, bitch, or something like that. Let me see. I gotta see if I can find it real quick. He said 1-1. You're done, bitch. And I just thought that was hilarious. I can't tell you why I thought that was. I'm a child at heart. I thought it was very, very hilarious seeing that. Brock Lesnar gets the win. And once again, I just don't think Brock needed this win at all. I don't think that was a thing that you needed to do. I think you could have still went over with Obafemi getting the dub here. And you could, and if you want, once again, if you wanted that trilogy, you could have still had Oba just sweep him. But they didn't go that route. Brock got his win back and did not know how to act. No, not at all. One Shay saw it. No, he did not know how to act. He got his dub, he got his win, and he wanted Oba to know that you're a loser. Although Brock got squashed within seconds. Not in seconds. I'm exaggerating here, but he got beaten under 10 minutes at WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. So Brock didn't know how to act, but we're gonna get that rematch. Is that rematch going to be at SummerSlam? Well, now I'm wondering if we're going to do that because so we've got this King of the Ring tournament going on. It looks like it's a, how you say, it's a 4-way. It's a fatal 4-way. And it makes me wonder because I had Oba winning the King of the Ring and it looked like he ain't winning that now. I don't know anymore, which is good. I think it's a great thing not to know what's going on. Because it changes up everything. So Brock gets the win here. Brock has no decorum whatsoever. He is excited that he got this W. He is very, very happy about this. And now what is next for the Beast? Well, I'll tell you what's next. He's going to go home until the next big event. That's what Brock Lesnar does. Brock Lesnar don't do the Raws and all that. So, although I do want to say, I saw a video. He had some kind of meet and greet or a gathering or whatever. And I thought it was cool. Like you saw people meet, and I don't recall Brock ever doing anything like that. So I thought that was cool. So maybe I'm jumping the gun here when I say Brock doesn't do this. But yeah, Brock gets the win here. I wasn't doing well with predictions here. I had Gunther winning. I was wrong. Rhea came through and won. I said yay. And then and Oba lost. If I was a betting man, I would have no house. There would be no roof over my head. I would just only pray that that if I went and got Sprite, it's not that nasty Sprite. You know when you go to McDonald's and you want a Sprite or whatever soda and it's watered down? That's terrible luck, if you ask me. Let me see what else I have here on my notes here. We're already 3 matches in. I feel like this is going to be a quick show. I know usually the show's a little longer because I have someone to just go back and forth with. So it might be a very, very quick show. But we're going to get this show. We're going to talk about it. I'm excited to talk about it. Oh, but I want to say, okay, so there was a lot of superstars in the crowd. I missed the earlier one because there was some individuals in the crowd that I didn't know who they were. They were famous, but like a famous Italian rapper and other people. I didn't know who these people were. But in the crowd, we have Julia, and I said, there she is. She couldn't make the card, but there she is. We got what's left of the division. Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. And we have Santino Marella in the crowd. I love that. I love me some Santino Marella. They talked about the history of Santino Marella when he won the Intercontinental Championship in 2007, beating Umaga. I remember that. They just said like he beat Umaga, but they never said that Bobby Lashley helped him win. I remember that? Bobby Lashley helped him. You remember Bobby Lashley lost the ECW Championship to Vince McMahon? Vince McMahon was the ECW champion. I gotta say, he was the greatest ECW champion of all time. Like for me, that was a hilarious do-rag Vince McMahon. I laugh at it all the time. That man was out of his mind. What did he do? He picked someone in the crowd, and I remember watching this then, not realizing this was a plant. Like now, as I'm older and I'm a little bit more wiser to it, like, oh, that's a plant. Because I was like, how do you just pick someone out of the crowd? Like how do you just do that? That seems pretty dangerous. What if this guy hurts this guy? But yes, Santino Marella, he takes the would you like to be brought in, madam? I want to be sure before I do anything. Give me or write in the thing and we could talk a little bit more about this whenever you are ready. But we get that going on, and Santino Marella. I like me some Santino. I'm sorry. You could write in the okay. Let me see right here. It's been a while since we've done a show together. How are you, madam?
I know, right?
I'm very excited to talk about this Clash in Italy show. I know I'm already 3 matches in, but still. Okay. Just that I was not expecting that at all. Like all I just see is just the Undertaker staring into my soul.
The
But
face that he makes is like the perfect face. So I just love using this all the time.
no, it is hilarious. Big Evil 2002 Undertaker. But I want to before we I move forward, I do want to get your thoughts about the first 3 matches. We were chatting about it a little bit on the we chatted through it by text as we were watching. But the 3 matches, as I was breaking them down, but still, I still want to get your thoughts about the Cody Rhodes, the Jade and Rhea match, and also Brock and Ober. So why don't we start off with Cody and Gunther? Why don't you tell the people your thoughts?
Well, it wasn't as good as their last match. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just nothing. So I'm assuming they're definitely gonna have another match. I think it'll be at SummerSlam. And hopefully maybe the reason they didn't really go all the way is because they know they're gonna do all that, for SummerSlam. And Gunther will win. Gunther needs to win. And Cody needs a full overhaul change right now. He does.
Yeah, we did a prediction on Friday, and we'll talk about turning him heel. And I don't think heel is necessarily the answer. It's just because I could agree with that. Give him an edge. Give him something that could spice up the character. Mark, who does the show with us, he calls them milk toast, and I can understand that. And he just needs an extra sense of layer to his character. And I think him dropping the championship and maybe going into some other different feuds, staying away from the championship picture might be something that can help him. And it's looking like a side mission for him eventually when we get there. And I could see that when he drops the championship is Sami Zayn, right? Sami on SmackDown was like, I'm the good guy and I wanted to help you, but what did he say? He said to me, it was some wild shit though. He was like, I wanted to help you, but I had to teach you a lesson. Like, what?
He's a different level of delusional. I don't know what's going on with him.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, I feel what you're saying though. I can understand that what you mean by that, where he just needs a change up, and Gunther has to win. But I think what was one of the things that was I didn't like about it was that I think one of the things I didn't like about it was that I don't think Cody needed to be the one to beat Gunther. Gunther was on this kill streak, and the guy who ended this streak was Cody. I don't know. I think he could have won for won the championship, had this kill streak, and then eventually who beats him and takes it off him could have been somebody else. But as long as the end game and the goal is to put that world title on Gunther, that's all it is. That is the
As
main
long
thing.
as it ends like that, I don't care. Like, whatever.
You know, I do want to talk. We'll do a side conversation talking about the AAA pay per view last night. I do like that these shows are on YouTube because it's there and it's free. I don't have to subscribe to anything else. So thank you
Right.
guys for
What a
putting that.
concept.
I know what a wild time. Who's thinking outside the box? But madam, please, can you give your thoughts about Rhea and Jade?
I really liked it. Like, I think they have really good chemistry. I'm just so into it. I liked their WrestleMania match. I liked this match. And I just think that Jade keeps improving every time. And they just gonna stop hating on her. Stop hating on her. I would have loved her. I'm not gonna lie. I really did want Jade to win. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, and I love Rhea. You know I love Rhea. You know
I
I
know,
do.
I know,
But
I know.
she doesn't need a title. She literally does not need a title. And I feel like Jade's reign kind of ended too fast, too early for me.
Sure. I feel like with Jade, and they didn't do a whole heck of a lot for her, and I do wish that they did. You know, like when they said 100 days without defending the championship or something like that. I thought that was poor on their end for not having anything like that. And I feel like this. I feel like with Jade, it Jade showed that she can go, and I felt like when she's in the right with the right person. Something I mentioned earlier was there was a little hiccup, you know, with the Rhea did like the running senton where she flips over and Jade has to catch her. And I thought maybe it was just too much force why she couldn't catch her because it looked like she was trying to catch her and have him in like a power bomb position, but that didn't work out. But I thought the ring awareness was smart where she said, okay, cool, that didn't work. Let me do something else rather than just stand there and not know what to do. And I thought that, you know, her being in the ring with people like, so the next feud was looking like for the next feud is going to be her and Charlotte. I like her being paired up with some of the heavy hitters like this because it just makes her better.
I agree. And I think a lot of people keep saying that
Mhm.
of all the matches that Jade has had, I feel like Rhea might be her wrestling soulmate right now. But
Sure, sure.
now as we saw, the first two matches for the Queen of the Ring, we get in a match that we've been looking forward to. Char versus Jade. Oh, come on. I'm salivating.
Oh, I think it's gonna be. I think there's gonna be. It's something about, and I think it was as I'm looking at this, the stature of them. They both seem similar in stature, and that's what makes me go like, this could be a fun match. This could be something fun. And once again, I think putting Jade in these situations like this is just gonna make her better. I mean, I feel like Jade has had some solid matches. I'm not gonna say 5 stars at the Tokyo Dome, but I thought like, hey, she can handle herself very well. I thought the stuff with her and Tiffany was solid. Like you said, her and Rhea. I think this match was better than their match at WrestleMania. Um, I think she showed that she is capable in the ring. I think people give her shit just because some of the people that and I was telling you this off air when we were texting. I said some of these people they'll judge them, but meanwhile have never done anything athletic in their life at all. Like they'll be like, well, they're giving wrestling tips. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you was in the dungeon. I didn't know that.
Right. Especially the
Yeah.
ones that be like, oh, Becky, she has no hops. I'm like, you can't even hop off the couch. So let's stop. Let's start there.
I'm one of them who can barely hop off the couch. I do a little, I slightly move forward. and Brock and Ober, just so we can catch you up to speed here, the Brock and Ober stuff. What was your take on that?
I liked it. This was longer than the last one. They showed that they can produce a good match. Like, because
Mhm.
my thought process of why it was so fast and so like quick, the last match was like maybe don't feel confident that they could produce like a really good, long time match. Maybe there was some fear there, but then after watching this, they are completely capable. I like this obviously more than the last one because it was longer.
Yeah,
I think Oba looked insanely good. Like he F5'd him like
seven
700
times.
times and then did it on the announce table, and the guy just rose up like the Undertaker, like and just walked back in like nothing happened. Like,
Yeah, and here's the thing, because one of the things that always irritate me when talking wrestling with people, they'll use the word buried, buried, buried. I don't think Ober was buried. I do agree that they made him look good. I just didn't like the result of it personally. I was just like, Ober didn't need to lose. But Ober did look strong in defeat. Like you said, there was like 800, 900 F5s. And look, this was not no technical masterpiece by any mean, by any standard. This was a match that it was a car wreck. It was a car wreck. It was a total train wreck. It was just these guys, just two big guys beating the hell out of each other.
Two meaty men slapping meat.
There we go. A lot of meat was slapped in this match. So you might, if anything, I know some people might have enjoyed that.
Hey,
We got it. We got a comment. Yeah, drop by to say hi. Don't mind the old picture of me. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it.
you're
I know that he used the right amount of R's too in that one too, a right amount of R's, because some people do it like it's like
that's the
it
New
takes them to
Yorkian way. That's how you
New Yorkian, right? That's I don't want to say new species, but is that like a new race? That a New York? How do you say it again?
New
New,
Yorkian way.
New Yorkian way. Auntie Mary J. Blige with the platinum wig is doing. She agrees. She nods in agreement. We might have to make that. We have a picture of that. Auntie Mary J. agrees. You know, we're running through this show. We got two more matches on the card. I look forward to talking to you about. But did you watch the whole entire card of the AAA show last night?
No, I did not. And
That's fair.
I intend to go back. I literally went out because you know what? People keep telling me I need to touch grass. So I've been touching a ample amount of grass.
I love that for
And
you.
thank you. And so I didn't get home till the main event and I was so happy. I was like, "Oh my god, this is meant to be."
Ah, okay. Okay, good, 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 good. I'm glad. So I want to hear your thoughts about that. But when you're touching the grass, you're making sure there's no poop on there because that's terrible.
Oh, of course, of course. That's the first thing I do.
Oh, there we go. Good job, Shay. Sorry, what did you think about this main event? You hit me up earlier and asked me about it, and I watched the show last night, but I fell asleep in the third match. You know, I'm close to 40, so I have to get my sleep. And and by the way, the show came on at 10 o'clock. I was like, wait a minute, because I knew the show was happening, but I thought it was going to come on at 8, like normal. So I saw 10. I said 10. Like, what are we doing here? What timeline is this? But anyway, I watched the match this morning. What are your thoughts about this match here?
This, honestly, before it started, I was watching it with some friends, and I said, just so y'all know, this match is about to be generational. Genuinely, this every single thing you want to look at for the perfect type of wrestling match, the story, the in-ring psychology, the insane moves that were scaring the absolute shit out of me, the like the personalness. It felt so personal. Like it had everything you could look for. Like when you have they had Dave Meltzer gagging. You know he hates to gag about anything that WWE produces.
I didn't think he had the potential to do that. That's amazing.
Exactly. So if you got him gagging and he really you got to twist his arm to give it out for them, you know it's good. That match was a 10 out of 10. I will go back for years and watch that match. That is an instant classic. Chad Gable is the truth. And I keep saying it. I said,
Mhm.
if whatever Chad Gable does after this, if they can't figure out something to do with him, shut the whole company down.
I thought you said he's going to file a complaint or something. It was some other thing.
That too. That too. I'm doing that, but also you should shut the company down because if you don't know how to figure something out for it, that man,
Mhm.
you shouldn't be working. You shouldn't be in a company. I don't know.
No, I agree. I thought both men did a fantastic job. Kaiser and Gable. They gave him a lot of time too. So if I could just read the results here for the show from last night. We had Ray Phoenix. I'm sorry, I use the phone for these things. I depend on it. But Ray Phoenix defeated Laredo Kid. It was for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. And I'll just say real quick, when I was watching this match, I was saying they gotta give Ray Phoenix something because they're not doing anything with him on SmackDown, and I just think that's just a sin. You know, especially if you're not going to pair him with his brother. And I get it. Penta is doing some really cool shit. So I could get that where you just want him to do his own thing. But Ray Phoenix should be on SmackDown. He should be doing, Ray Phoenix do some extraordinary things. Personally, I just think he should be on TV. But they gave him the Cruiserweight Championship. The match goes 11 minutes and some change. El Hingo del Vikingo. Very proud of myself. I did that. El Hito Dr. Wagner. I don't know why I get D. There's an R right there. Jesus Christ. Dr. Wagner Jr. I feel like, isn't that Ethan Page nemesis? That was his nemesis in NXT, Dr.
Oh yeah,
Wagner.
they beefed at one point. They did. They did. I
I
remember
know.
that.
I remember Ethan said, "You're not even a real doctor." I was like, not for nothing. I would not trust my doctor if he wore a mask either. I would be very concerned. I was,
Right, because why are you hiding? Like,
yeah. Yeah, Jamie, what Jameson say, what Jameson would always say that about Spider-Man. Why does he wear a mask? What is he hiding? But he wins the AAA Latin American Championship, goes 7 minutes and 18 seconds. Now, this was the match I fell asleep on. Not even nothing on purpose. It was 10 at night and I was tired. But the War Raiders, good for them. They won the AAA World Tag Team Championships. I remember reading something earlier in the week, and they were saying WWE wants to revamp their tag team divisions, and I immediately laughed because I said, "No, you don't," because you
at
would have kept
all.
the New Day and you would have kept the Motor Machine Guns,
Right.
and I thought, and I would have. It just upsets me with it because you say these things and you have the War Raiders, and look, they lost some steam, but still, they're a tag team. I miss actual tag team wrestling. I don't mind makeshift teams, but I don't like when it's depended on. Like right now, who are your tag team champions on SmackDown? It's a makeshift team. Damian Priest and R-Truth. That's not an actual team.
They just
And
wanted to give Damien something to do, and that's what irritates me the most about it.
he lost a lot of steam, hasn't he? You know,
Mm.
he left the Judgment Day, separated from Rhea. Now to put him with R-Truth, and I like R-Truth. Damien, he's not a bad talent, but like, I just don't like this. I don't like when, um, like I said, I don't mind makeshift teams, but when you depend on it so much, it doesn't work for me, brother. And the Creed brothers, I mean, they were there yesterday. What was the name? Brutos and I
What is
was like,
it? Bruto and Julio? Was
Julio!
it?
I fell out. JBL was great on commentary. He said, "It's Julio." I was like, "Who?"
That's another tag team. It's like, why aren't you guys
Yeah.
utilizing the Creed brothers? They're
Yes.
literally one of the best tag teams. Oh,
She does this all the time. It's so classic. One show. So I miss doing shows with you because this is what we would do. We would talk about wrestling, and Alexa would jump in. And if you listen to some of our audio, you hit Alexa's a part of the team. She
every damn episode.
every damn episode, somewhere, and I wouldn't even say her name. She'll just tell me what the weather is. I appreciate that, but I'm not going outside. But I agree with you. What are we doing with the? What are we doing with the creeds now that? And I'll give my thoughts about this match too. But now that Chad took off his mask, the other two, when they show up with a mask, Chad should just say, "It's over. Take off the mask." And let the creeds go out there, rebuild them, revamp them, let them do what they do. They're a good team. I feel like after that match with Judgment Day all the many years ago, it's almost like they lost faith in them. And then when there was Chad Gable and American Made and all that stuff, um, I had hopes for it, and they went nowhere. Like, dude, you have teams, utilize them, utilize these teams. Please, for the love of God, I can't even go any further, but just utilize these teams. We got our guy here. He's laughing. Yes, Alexa is a part of the team. She says hi. You can't hear it because now she's shy. She's very, very shy.
No, but
But
I
this,
gotta say it. They need to give
please.
Big Evil the pen. I never thought I would say this, but give Big Evil the pen.
You know what? Working with you and knowing you for many years, I don't think I would have ever. That was never that was generational. Or what you just said.
No, literally, because like I don't know what triple disappointment is doing. I'm tired. I'm spent.
Spit. Just, I feel like that's half the cast in Euphoria.
Oh, don't even get me started. I'm traumatized. I'm genuinely traumatized by that show.
I've never watched an episode, but I heard like the newest season or the new season is it hitting or nah?
No, literally, we went from like every, if you watch it, it has 3 seasons, and every
Okay.
single season, it feels like a different show. That I don't know. Somebody's confused. The person who has a pen is very confused. He doesn't know what he wants the show to be. First, it was like this cute, whimsical show that he stole from someone. And then the second one was like,
So far.
I don't
Mhm.
know, somewhere in the middle. It was all right. Foolishness though. the third one, it's like a Quentin Tarantino movie. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
When you say that, why are they showing feet in this episode?
They
What are
got
you talking?
drug lords and
Oh,
money. Oh yeah, like I'm like, what? This is a teen show. This is a high school show. This is a high school show, mind you.
is it? I thought they went to college. So I never
No,
watched it. Okay, so our guy here, he says tonight's the last episode, and he also says the Nate abuse has been real. Has it?
I don't even want to talk about it. The Nate abuse is over now because I no, I would have to say that was one of the most traumatizing way I've ever seen someone die. That was so scary to me.
Oh, now I might have to like YouTube this and see it. If you don't hear from me for the rest of the week, you know what happened. I'm underneath my bed crying. I never heard it. It's Julio, bro. Oh, I didn't even recognize you. What up, Julio? Hey, what's going on? I'm sorry. I had no idea. I'm so terrible at this. I'm sorry. But thank you for being in the chat, Julio. I'm very bad at this. But yeah, no, I thought El Grande Americano, the Battle of Americanos was great. It was cool. JBL was actually pretty hilarious. There was a spot where Kaiser's girlfriend came out and he said the last time we saw her, she was in a fighting elevator. I said, Jesus Christ, JBL, you don't care. I thought it was hilarious. I chuckled at that. And Rey
He's
Mysterio.
oh my
Oh,
god, his
please.
mouth, the way he would just say anything is like, oh my god.
No, he did not care. He did not give a damn. He said whatever. I laugh. I laugh because he would say things and Rey Mysterio. I had someone say Rey Mysterio should be on commentary. I said, for what? He doesn't do anything. All I heard is wow. I said, you know what, Ray? I felt that very much. Thank you, Ray. I would have said riveting and then kept talking. Uh but yeah, I hope that moving forward, and I was saying something that they should do with Chad Gable is maybe have him in the right now the Intercontinental Championship picture is looking, I don't want to say crowded, but you got someone like Ethan, you got Javon Evans, Penta is the champion. Why not put Chad? I felt like Chad Gable should have been one at Intercontinental Championship a long time ago. I'm talking about he should have been the one to take out Gunther. They didn't
Mhm.
do it. They went with Sammy for whatever reason. They went with Sammy. Okay, whatever. Now I'm sitting there saying Chad Gable have a story. He could sit here and go, you know, I lost track of what I was really meant to do, and he should go for the Intercontinental Championship. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't even be mad if he was the one to take it off of I'm sorry, Penta, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what's moving forward. And Kaiser, ride that wave, kid. He got something good going on, and they love him. Like when he was coming out, and the way, even the speech where he said, it's not about the color of your skin. I was about to say, is he about to read some Martin Luther King shit? Like I was impressed, and it broke down into something totally else. I was like, oh, okay. I love this for Kaiser. I think Kaiser is very, very talented. He wasn't being utilized as Kaiser. He wore a mask, and I don't even think that's a bad thing. I sometimes hear people be like, oh, but he had to be somebody else to get over. And I don't get what's the problem with that.
Okay.
And
It's
and he made it
wrestling.
work.
People
And he
have
made it work.
characters. Like,
He had
hello?
he. I remember uh, uh Jay Lethal when he did the Black Machismo thing, and I think someone was even saying like, "Oh, he had to do this to get over," and it worked. I can understand if it didn't work, but the shit works. He's considered a god in Mexico at this moment, so I love that for one Kaiser. He won the match and he won the girl. Good for my man's. And we're going to talk about a little bit more. He said, what's good, man? I'm in a game of DBD.
Woo! I miss
There we go.
DVD.
That's it. Oh, when's the last time you played? I have you
Oh
on
my
speaker
god.
to listen. Cool.
It's been months. It's been months. I've just been so obsessed with playing Marvel Rivals. It's actually an addiction at this point.
I love that for you. I mean, I remember you telling me a while ago, like how you play the game and you have a good time playing it. It just looked like pure chaos to me, and I just felt like I would one let my team down, and two I would get seasick by all the movement. And there's a fucking shark with legs, so yeah, I can see myself getting sick. He's a shark with legs, like
They just
that.
added a dinosaur the last update.
Oh, I might have to play this. Is there a T-Rex?
It's a red Dino. Dino, I forgot something. Dino.
Dino? Oh,
The
Dino.
one that's like with Moon what is it? Moon
Moon
Girl?
Knight.
Moon Moon Girl.
Oh, yeah, Moon Girl. Yeah. I forget what that is. Julio says, "Hey, join up. I still have to play Rival. I just downloaded. Hey, y'all should link up and do that and whatnot. I'll watch because I would be no assistance at
Let
all. And
me
my guys,
hold on.
oh, please do that as I run down. Not even run down, but talking about AAA because this is pretty much the show for the week for the Big Pop Theory podcast. Um, AAA, they're gonna have their flagship event, Triple Mania 34. It will take place in it's gonna be 2 nights. I these 2 night stuff, man. I feel like every event is gonna eventually be 2 nights. It's a bit much for me, but it's gonna be 2 night spectacle in September. Night one would be held in Las Vegas, Nevada. I think that's pretty cool. Because part of me was like, man, I would love to go to a AAA show. I would totally love to go. But one's gonna be in Las Vegas, and the other one, excuse me, is gonna be in Arena CDMX, Mexico. So night one, September 11th, and the next one is Sunday, September 13th. So if you are interested in going, you should totally go. And one in Las Vegas and one in Mexico, AAA. And that might be the thing. And I'm pretty sure you heard it too. Kaiser or Grand Americano takes the triple what's it called? The AAA, the Mega Championship from Dominic Mysterio. So we got that. My PSN is the same as my name here. All right,
Got
cool.
you.
I do have a PlayStation. I'm hoping to eventually get back. I've neglected my PS5 that I asked my job to pay for. So I need to fix that. And actually, when the job said, "Hey, you've been here for a long time. What do you want?" Well, probably should have said more money, but I just said a PS5. I didn't think they would do it, and they did it. I'm very happy. Maybe if I make 20 years when they ask me what I want, maybe next time will be money. Who knows?
Let's hope.
I hope, yeah. Or maybe I watched this show. It's called Spider-Man Noir, and all Spider-Man or the character that plays Spider-Man, Ben Reilly, all he wanted was a hot dog. A simple man from the 1930s. Moving forward as we wrap up this thing, let's talk about this match, and I'm going to give you the floor here first. One, Shay Sawyer. We had the Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line. We had Becky Lynch defending her championship against Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka has been getting a lot of flack online. They talked about the botched snow snatcher, soul snatcher. They talked about her not getting any wins, but she did big tonight. I thought this was a great showing. But Shay Sawyer, please take the floor.
Right. It's been a lot of haters. Get to the back now. Your time's up. Like, she would literally do every move right, and okay, maybe she messed up on the soul snatcher. I still feel like the one with the Jessica Carr thing was not really her fault because Becky grabbed onto the ropes, and it was kind of weird because she had to pull in a whole other person into the spot last minute. Like, come on, like that I don't feel like that one was her fault. That's just me. But she'll do every other move correct in the match, and it was because she didn't do the soul snatcher. Oh my gosh, she's washed. She doesn't know what she's doing. Like, please, you can't even do a cartwheel. So like, pack it up. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God, I
It's
love
the
that
truth.
story.
It's
No,
the truth.
no.
But they had a great match. Becky, since she has returned, she has been on a roll. She can't have a bad match. She can't.
No, I thought this was a good showing, and I feel like we all know the greatness of Becky Lynch, and we know how talented she is and how good she is. But I really feel like the spotlight was on Soul once again. All the flack and all these other things, um, but it was good, and I thought this was the right decision. Soul Ruka needed to get this win. Something that you said on the prediction show in the comments, you was mentioning like, well, Becky's really more of a transitional champion at this point. It's like she's not going to hold this championship for like 365 days, 420, whatever the amount of days. She's going to hold this for a bit and drop it to the next person. The next person should have been someone who's called from NXT, and it doesn't bother me that she didn't get no wins, she won the championship because the story was there. Can
Right.
she win the big one on the big roster? Yeah, she come from NXT and has some success there, but can she do that here? And she did, and I felt like a few things happened here. You put the championship on Sol Ruka, and you also continue this side quest for Becky where she is feuding with Corrupt Carr. I had to make sure I got that in the thing because I forgot that was the name that she called her. But I thought this was a solid match. I thought Sol Ruka looked good here. I thought she looked great. I mean, I put a few notes here. There was a spot that she did here, and my ass immediately hurt. She did the Super X Factor on the turnbuckle, and I said, "Ooh." I said that's probably not good. That's probably not good to land on your side like that. I thought the spot where Becky, she did the suplex. She went for the suplex and went for the DDT, and how the way Soul countered it, which was similar to the EO and Bailey match from 2 years ago when she went for the Rose Plant and she just like flipped over like that. I thought that was actually pretty cool as well, showing her athletic ability and agility. So I thought this was a solid match. I thought it was everything that it needed to be, and I think that this was the right call, the right decision. What's next? And you asked that what's next for Becky when we were texting. And I see the next thing lining up for her is they're going to have a match with her and Jessica Carl. When do they do that, though, is the question. And I don't know. I'm saying, do they wait till SummerSlam? I feel like they've been feuding for months. And I feel like, can we wait that long to SummerSlam? I mean, we're 2 months away. Or do we do it at the next PLE, maybe even Saturday Night Main Event, which is, I want to say in July, late June, July, something like that. So that's
I
where
don't
it's
know.
looking.
I think it would have to be a tag match. Not no like shade
Mhm.
to Jessica Carr. I just don't know how strong or intriguing it sounds to be like Becky Lynch versus Jessica Carr. I don't know. I don't know. I think a tag match, add someone else in there,
Okay.
might be a little bit more enticing to me.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. I just know like they have to eventually cap this up because then what have they been doing for the last few months, right? And I also think it's funny with this company that Becky has made it clear that this referee, she is not a fan of this referee. You know what the company do? We're gonna put Jessica Carr in your match. It seemed like every match Becky's in, Jessica Carr's there. It's like nobody else wants to do a Becky Lynch match except Jessica Carr. I just think that is hilarious. I just feel like the company don't give a damn. They just sit here and go, "No, we're gonna put Jessica Carr." But I
It's
think
because
that's
Adam
hilarious.
Pearce is a hater. I'm tired of him. He's a purse holder for Roman Reigns. I'm done.
A purse hold. Jesus
He's a
Christ.
purse holder. Him and the Usos.
The Usos definitely carried the purse, especially when I saw Jay come out and all
He
this time.
almost slapped. He almost slapped, clapped the skin off his hands.
I know. I'm like, there's no one claps like that. Like sometimes you do like this. Sometimes I even do politely like this. Sometimes I do even like this because I'm like, I'm not clapping for a third time. I'm feeling the vibration in my hands and it's crazy. I want to get to Julio. We appreciate you being in the chat, friend. Thank you. We have us. We have ourselves. We have ourselves a time, bro. Looking forward for you to join and playing online. Yeah. I'll play. I mean, maybe one day I'll hop on. I just have a fear now of this game because it look chaotic, but I might join in. I might, dip the toe in there and see what happens, and hopefully a piranha don't bite that toe off. Nicolas Cage looks so old, bro. I only watched one half of the episode. It's a fun show. I honestly think it's a fun show. Yeah, Nicolas Cage is old, by the way. He is 62 years old and playing Spider-Man. And it gives me hope that one day, if I continue to cosplay at 70, I'll walk in there gingerly in my Tobey Maguire Spider-Man costume. Or maybe Andrew Garfield had the best Spider-Man costume. I'm not even gonna hold you. The best Spider-Man on air costume was definitely Tobey Maguire's Amazing Spider-Man 2. I pay attention to those things. Like when I saw the Tobey Maguire's, I kind of was like, why is it so shiny? I was yelling for my life. Let's get into this main event here. We had tribal combat. We had Roman Reigns defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Jacob Fatu. I said in the prediction, I was listening to the boys, and I wish I didn't because I should have played it safe and said Roman Reigns is going to win. It's almost like betting against John Cena back in the 2000s because who the fuck was doing that? It was a dumb move then. It's a dumb move now. Roman don't lose. Roman just wakes up and just gobbles his victims up. And that's what Jacob Fatu was. Jacob Fatu, I didn't think this match was really that intriguing to me. I mean, I thought there were some funny things that happened here on the show. There was a spot I wish I recorded it, but I put it in my stories. If you ever get a chance, I'll probably try to send it to you. But did you see the spot where Roman did the spare he speared Jacob through the barricade and he hit one of the guys and he fell on top of the guy. And you can see the guy and just agonizing pain. All you hear is, ah! I thought it was great. You have to look at that spot. I thought it was fantastic. I was in tears. I literally rewind that part just to get that spot because I said there's no reason that man should have been clobbered like that because he's not even part of the match. But this match was nothing really special to me. They're telling the story that if Roman loses, Jacob is the new head of the table. But if Roman does, then Jacob has to fall in line. And I just thought, like, well, why don't we switch it up a bit? Why don't we have Jacob win, have the championship? I can't tell you what direction that goes into, but having Roman fall in line is kind of a different take. But I also just said to show that, we talk about errors and you talk about this new error. Why not give it to Jacob? Why not switch it up? I was down for the switch up. WWE was on a different timeline and said, no, we're not. So they had Roman win. But Michael Cole, who runs his mouth, not realizing he can get his ass kicked any day of the week, right?
Yeah.
He goes and says this. Michael Cole says, after Jacob loses, Michael Cole says, Jacob has been neutered and domesticated. I said, yo.
If he was to jump over the table and smack him, he'd be wrong, though.
Just, yo.
Watch your mouth. I'm tired of him. Gunther need to grab him up again. Snatch him up again, because he didn't learn his lesson. You don't got Mr. Patty around to protect you.
The secret ingredient patty. What is that? The Krabby Patty.
I just caught a whole I just seen a photo. I just caught a whole attitude. I'm done.
Oh, please don't get an attitude. But
why is Finn facing Royce Keys in this tournament? I'm about to really jump out of a window.
I wanted to ask you, why don't we talk about that? But I want to get your thoughts about this match because I did want to ask you, when did Finn go to SmackDown? Because you see how it's in blue. The highlight is blue, right?
I don't know what's going on. They're about to piss me off. Actually, what is wrong with this man? Why is he facing this guy? Because obviously they're gonna give it to Royce. It makes sense, right? Why would you do that?
Well, you know what? Before we get you know what? Let's jump into it. I'm gonna put this graphic up real quick. So I was looking at this too when I was looking at the this is the women's one. I'm sorry. Let me
don't even let me get into the women's one because why is Liv Morgan in something to win what she already has?
That is a really good. You know what? I'm gonna go back to it because you know what? Are we on the men or we're on the women? So this is a fatal four-way. So you have Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and Chelsea Green. So it's a fatal four-way because I was looking at this too, and I was thinking it's like 2-on-2, but it's a fatal four-way, and I believe it starts tomorrow. But I'm totally with you. When I saw Liv Morgan on there, at first I didn't think none of it until I said, wait, she's the champion though. Why is she in this? And it gives me vibes of when it was the Royal Rumble 2008, and Chavo Guerrero entered. You might say, well, what was the problem? He was the ECW World Champion, and he entered the Royal Rumble. And I immediately said, oh, no one cares about that belt. Fair enough. But Liv Morgan being in this, you're giggling because you know that don't make sense. But this right here, I do agree, don't make sense. But if you're looking at this, so it's a fatal four-way. Do you have any predictions about this?
I'm mad as hell about everything. Because first and foremost, I already know the Liv and Becky match. Liv is gonna win because they're probably gonna put Jessica Carr in there. She's probably gonna be the ref, and they hate Becky.
and she hates Becky.
So for sure is gonna. I don't know because honestly, I don't know if they hate Lyra or something, but they never let her get no type of wins. Like they really don't like her. I would love for her to win. I mean, Soul already has a title. Like, come on, it's fine. But Julia versus Legend, that's gonna piss me off because I want both of them to win. Why? These matchups, who put these together?
These I know, and it does make you wonder how these fatal fours are gonna go here and see who's winning in each bracket here, and the winner of these brackets go against each other at Night of Champion. So I look at this one. We have Bailey, Raquel, Jane, and who was that? Kiana James. So I'm looking at this stuff, and it's like, well, what do I see out of this? I'm gonna say I think we get a finals. I see Jane winning this whole entire thing, and I know I'm biased, so bear with me here. I see, I can see Lyra Valkyria getting close. I don't see her winning, so I don't know if they want to put her back in there and she comes close to winning. But I think we get a final of Jane against maybe Jane against either um, Valkyria or Bliss because I don't, or maybe even Green. That's tough. So, but I see Jane and Bliss. I'm gonna go with Jane and Bliss. But let's look at the men here and look at this one. Or did I not click the right one? Oh, I did. Okay, my computer is slow here. Bear with me, folks. We got I'm, I'm trying here. We
Rest in
got
peace to Penta.
Penta, Oba, Solo, and Hayes. I would love for Hayes to get this right here.
Same.
I would like for Hayes. Mysterio, Breaker. Poor Mysterio. I think he's been trying to get away from Breaker, and he just seemed to can't get away from this man. Trick and Priest. I think they go with Priest in this because I think they like Priest. I don't think he wins.
Oh,
What do you got for the Fatal 4-Way? I don't.
it's not. I thought it was two matches.
No, it's Fatal 4-Way. So whoever wins the 4-way, they move on, and then they face each other. And whoever wins the two Fatal 4-Ways and the two who they face each other again. I mean, not again. They face each other. So whoever wins the two Fatal 4-Ways, they face each other.
Oh,
So like if
perfect. So Jay Osu could take the pin. Perfect. Because I was really worried about Finn. I love it.
Oh, that's what you thought was happening?
I thought it was just him facing him. It looked like that. Like, I don't know. But you know what? Now I'm happy. You just made my day.
Yeah, I saw you so frustrated. I was trying to break this down. So they're Fatal 4-Ways. I apologize. I didn't explain that, but they're Fatal 4-Ways. So, I mean, you said Uso might take the pin, but, LA Knight has been very good at taking pins, too.
They better not do it to him. I'm getting so angry. The way that they're treating him is so nasty. Okay, so what? Sometimes that rope, that time that he slipped, 3 other people slipped on that rope, and nobody else got punished for it but him.
Which one? You mean from this year?
From the one that he slipped the last, like, what was the
It was like a chamber or something like that?
The chamber, and they was really clowning him, but it's like mad people slipped on that same rope. Why is it always whenever he makes a mistake, it's so like amplified? Like, it's not fair. I hate it.
It's not fair. I don't mean to laugh, but it was so sad and small. Just it's not fair.
I feel Ricky Saints is taking the pin, mind you. I'm mad as hell.
Is that Tama? That's Tama Tonga in there, right?
I thought that was Tala Tonga. I thought it was Tala Tonga.
That might be. I can't tell by the face paint.
Tala Tonga's winning, and Roman thinks he's gonna get them because he's talking about they next. Tala Tonga is the one that's actually really gonna dethrone Roman because you could tell now they're actually putting a lot behind him.
You think so?
1000%.
Really?
They love a big man. They love a big man down.
Well, you said Tala or Tama? I'm sorry.
Tala Tonga. They love a big man.
Really? You think so? I would be shocked. Yeah. Okay.
1000. He got all the ingredients: beautiful hair, Samoan, and he's like 7 feet tall. That's everything they love.
It's the beautiful hair part. Tall. Just.
That's it.
Anytime I see someone tall, I just say, "What's your personality?" Just like, what do you do? Just, I could reach things. Okay, that's a lot. That's riveting personality. Julio loves your outbursts. He said your outbursts are funny as hell. Yeah, you have to see her. Like, I've worked with her for many years, and there's times where she have went off, and I was like, I don't think there's enough bucket to take that forest fire out. Porsche, she was so concerned about Finn because she said they're not gonna have my boy get pinned. That's a top client. You can't have a top client getting pinned. That's disgusting.
Literally. Especially when my second client is still out. It's been a year, mind you.
How's the search going for him?
Oh my gosh, I put flyers up everywhere in LA.
I know you did in LA. Porsche, she went to Double or Nothing. I love that you went out to Double or Nothing. Looked like it was a great time. I meant to ask you, like, leaving. You had no problem leaving, right? Because I've heard horror stories about it.
It was quite scary. I took some. I posted. I think in one of my in the carousel, I posted one of it just showing like the walk over the boardwalk was crazy. We had to walk like hella blocks away because I think they stopped the 7 train from running, or some train stopped running, and it made it worse for them. We walked miles to get away so we could get an Uber that was a decent price, because obviously when you try to get an Uber around like where everyone else is getting an Uber, they're gonna hike the price. So you
Yeah, yeah,
gotta
yeah,
we
yeah,
had
yeah.
to walk miles. So yeah, it was terrible.
So would you say you walked 1,000 miles?
Don't play with me. I've had enough.
I looked up that video recently, Vanessa Carlton, and I just said, when times were so simple, things was
Literally.
things were so simple. When she said, I walked 1,000 miles. Now she don't
Right.
do any fucking walking. Just,
She making money off that song for the rest of her life. She don't got to.
you know what? I love that for her. I'm very envious of that. I'm very, very envious of that. I love that for VC. Shout out to VC. I don't know her personally, but I'm going to nickname her that. But Tribal Combat, what did you think about the match?
I mean, I liked it. It was a good match overall. I just really would have liked for Jacob to win. I think that they obviously they made the same way with like Oba. I feel like they made Jacob look insane. Like he looked insanely strong. Like he took like how many spears? He took like crazy hits. He busted his head on the turnbuckle 72 times. He broke his hand on the thing. That he was
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
everything to
yeah.
this man, and he was not stopping. He looked great, even in defeat.
No, he did. I think they kept him strong. I don't know how I feel about him being in line in the bloodline stuff and where they're just trying to. I know they're trying to spice up the bloodline and give it another layer to it. And maybe it's just like wait and see. I'm tired, boss. I hear you,
I'm
chef.
tired of the Bloodline Diaries. I literally am.
The Bloodline Diaries. I'm kind of mad that in some of the earlier episodes when the Bloodline was, at its peak or at its hottest, we never named the episode the Bloodline Diaries. I feel like now we need to. I feel like when we return to the audio side of everything, we should do that. Totally,
We
100%.
are. We are.
Yeah, we are, and I'm very excited about that. Pop. We had a show Friday where we had the after show here on Sunday, and we should be back for the audio next week. And I'm looking forward to all of that content creating that we're going to be doing for the summer. It's gonna be a great time to be listening to the Big Pop 30 podcast. But those are our thoughts about the show. I thought it was a decent show. I don't think it was a horrible. I don't think it was 5 stars at the Tokyo Dome or anything. But I felt like everyone had their working boots on. There was results that I did not like, but let's see how it all plays out, especially this week moving forward with Raw and SmackDown and how these King and Queen of the Ring tournament qualifiers are. Listen to me, WWE. You know what to do for Queen of the Ring. To quote Shay Sawyer, don't piss me off.
Literally don't.
I
Like, I've
I
had
will
enough.
I will write a white woman letter in fucking curves if I have
Hmm.
to. And I don't even know how to do that shit, but I'll learn. I'll purposely learn. I'll
Right.
fucking me and Mr. Cat will take classes, right, Mr. Cat? Now he's asleep. I love that for him. Now he's asleep. All this other time, yeah, and all these other times because he's becoming a man now. He's calling all these women over here. We're a house of God, damn it, out there. Meow. I'm like, no, you don't. There was a kitten that actually came to the window too. I live in the basement, and a kitten came there. I said, "No, you don't. No, 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 no. Not my baby boy. We
Can
ain't
he
even go."
come out? They was knocking on the window like, can he come out?
Yeah, yeah. Sitting there like one of them trying to get through the window. I said, "No, you don't. No, no, not my baby boy. He's a man. We have not gone through the PBS era. Now all of a sudden, like I said, I told you before. Now we're Jersey Shore." Fucking skins. I didn't even see that show. I forgot how that came about. I was like, I remember that show. I remember keep seeing all those ads on the buses back in the day. Now all of a sudden, black ink.
Oh my
I
god.
feel like he has a tattoo underneath his tail, and I don't even know it. But that's our thoughts about this show. Shay, sorry, thank you for helping me out here. I don't usually do solo shows, but you hopped on. You saw that your boy was drowning. You threw in a lifeguard and you helped me. Julio, I appreciate you being in the chat as well. Thank you. And we're going to do more content. I spoke with the boys. We should be doing some retro content. I spoke with you. We should be doing some retro content as well. The plan is to do some audio again and talk about the weekly shows. That's what we use the YouTube for predictions, live after shows, and retrospect. In audio, we talk about the things that happened during the week, and we talk about many, many things that just happened throughout life because we just like to talk about wrestling and just anything that comes to our minds. We are a pretty unscripted show. I was going to say scripted to a degree, but no, we're not. We have thoughts and we just put it out there. So, Shay Sawyer, tell the lovely people watching this where they can find you when you want to be found.
You can find me at Shay Sawyer on Twitch, where I stream
Hey,
DBD or Marvel Rivals or Lego Fortnite because it's important. You can also
it's
catch me
important.
on Instagram and Threads at Shay Sawyer was here. Not
I'm
there, here.
here with a capital H too.
Hmm.
And it's only one H. It's not like three H's, right?
It's just what? No, don't.
Yeah. I've been working with it for so long. I just know how to push our buttons. I can't help it. I love that you're because I thought threads were kind of like out and done, but every now and then I show up and I just see a comment there, and I said, I love that for you because you're gonna get your thought out because X is it's a shithole.
It's
It
a
could be
cesspool, disgusting. The worst people you know are there, thriving.
oh well, now I just want to delete my account. I don't want to be there anymore. I was like, damn, that hurt my feel. I just felt like I felt like a cow. Just he stopped being a burger and he just left. Like Jesus Christ, that was deep.
I say this
But
like I don't have a burner account, but you know.
and y'all and you bastards would never know. But she said, remind me of that penguin. I think I have it somewhere. Let me see if like when you did that laugh. Let me see if I could. I feel like I have it somewhere. Yeah, yeah. When you did that laugh, this is what I thought of when you did it. Just right here. This. I hope it popped up.
Oh, update,
so,
update. I
what?
recently rewatched the first season of Daredevil, and I'm a little less angry at Foggy. I just want you to know that.
Oh,
Hmm.
Grove!
Hmm.
Wow, no, because I remember
Hmm.
you totally was like I said. Foggy died. You was like, yeah. But now, you what made what was the change up?
I think watching it back, because you know sometimes when you don't see something for a long time, you feel like it was dragged out. When I watch it back, it really was not dragged out for as long as I feel like I remembered it being.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, 2 episodes is a respectable amount of time to be annoyed that your friend was lying about being blind, sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, so now I'm a little less annoyed. He's kind of getting on my nerves 'cause I'm in season 2 now. He's really starting to irritate me, but still, I'm not as mad as I was before.
I love that for you. I love that for you. It's been a minute since I watched season one. It was fantastic. It was one of those shows I remember watching back in 2015 where I was just like, this is what we need on Netflix. And I watched back the clip, and it always cracks me up where Foggy, he says, are you really blind? And he says, I am. How many fingers am I holding up? It's really his middle finger. He says, why didn't you tell me? What am I supposed to say? I'm blind and I could hear and I have supernatural abilities. Well, don't lead with that. I always laugh when Foggy don't
Right, you could
Fog-
get to that gradually, like.
yeah. Well, we didn't talk for a minute, but like, what did you think of the ending for? I feel like we chatted, but not so much about it. But what did you think about the ending for this season, Daredevil
I'm
season
mad as
2?
hell. Fist caught about 30 bodies in that building that night, and he got to go to the
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah.
And Daredevil's in prison. How? I don't
Yo, what are we doing?
like. I'm confused. He caught 30 bodies in that building. Why is he on a beach?
Yo, that was hilarious though. He really did open the door. Boo! And he's smashing these dudes. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. I would never be in no situation like this. But as soon as you see the first body down, you're like, you know what? This was a bad idea, guys. Let's wrap it up. Let's go home. This guy is. You remember that challenge? They would say 100 men against a gorilla or whatever it was. I, mm-mm. I don't want to be. I don't want to be made a victim out of. But yeah, I always crack up. Like what's Daredevil doing? But it makes me intrigued on what season 3 look like. It looks like we're getting the Defenders because we had Luke Cage show up, and Jessica Jones is already there, and we're gonna get Iron Fist. I forgot what his name was.
I
But
heard
like,
Elektra's in season 3.
no fucking
I swear
way.
to you, I saw a spoiler. Someone saying she was fighting what's his name, Bullseye. I swear to you.
I did see this. I didn't know it was like completely confirmed, but I saw Bullseye in like a costume and he had like the
Hmm.
wide eyes and everything. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Because when I watched the cartoons, you remember Batman and Wolverine, they had the wide eyes. They wouldn't do that for these live actions and stuff like that. And it looked cool. So I don't know if that's an official thing and someone's BSing me because AI shit, but I just thought it looked cool. So she's fighting Bullseye, and if we're getting that, I'm for it. Like, I thought that cast from that Netflix show, like, where's Claire? Did she die? Like, she used to be on everywhere.
Right.
Where the fuck is Claire?
Bring my
What to
girl
do with
back.
Claire? We got before we end it, we got Julio. You gotta put "I'm mad as hell" on a t-shirt.
I'm working on it. I'll work it.
Might have to put that as a shirt. That is hilarious. I'm mad at you. Do be mad as hell. I think hell would be like, yo, what now, Shay? Like,
Every time I gotta watch the product with triple disappointment, I every week I'm bad as hell. Of course.
that sounds like one of those expensive drinks from like when you ask for Mr. Softy. Hey, what do you want, kid? Triple disappointment. Strawberry on top. Put a fucking cherry on top. I don't know why. It cracks me up. Hey, listen, this is a Big Pop Theory podcast. This is a fun show. Shay, thank you. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification so you know when we go live. We plan on doing more content on YouTube and audio. Follow us. Our social medias on Instagram is the Big Pop Theory podcast. We have a TikTok. We put reels out there so you can get an idea of what that episode is about. And then hopefully you click the episode and you tune in and you give out your thoughts. You're pretty good at rankings. Do you have a ranking for this show before we call it a show?
Yes. So I actually posted it on Instagram as well.
I love it.
So here's the ranking. I have Roman Jacob 8 out of 10. Soul
not bad.
Becky 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Jade and Rhea 6.5 out of 10. Oba Brock 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Cody and Gunther 4.5 out of 10. And they lucky they even got that.
Oh, that's good. Julio says her anger is justified. He also says, talk to you later, guys. And great comment. We hope to see you soon, Julio. It's always great seeing you. I know I saw you a few weeks ago. It was always great seeing you, my mans. And I hope to see you soon and hope that you are well. We hope that you are well. So with that said, that is the show. We're going to put this graphic up. And we'll see you guys for the next after show, prediction, and retrospect. Congratulations to Sol Ruka. And we'll talk to you guys later.